If you recognized yourself in more than one childhood role, this video matters. Caretaker, Peacemaker, Overachiever, Invisible Child, Scapegoat. Most people don't just grow up as one thing. They adapt again and again, depending on what the environment asks of them. These roles weren't personalities, they were strategies your nervous system learned to keep you safe. And today, I want to talk about the part we haven't covered yet. Not why these roles form, but what to actually do with them now. Not how to delete them, not how to fix yourself, but how to loosen their grip so they stop running your life as an adult. The most important thing is to understand, before we go any further, is that you don't change these patterns by forcing new behavior. You change them by responding differently when the role activates. These roles show up most strongly when you're under pressure. Something feels uncertain, or there is emotional exposure, or you are afraid of losing connection. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means your nervous system is doing exactly what it learned to do. So the question isn't, how do I stop being like this? The question is, how do I stay with myself when this role shows up? Let's walk through each role and what actually helps. The caretaker learned early. I stay safe by taking care of others. As an adult, this often looks like anticipating people's needs, fixing emotional discomfort, feeling responsible for how others feel, exhaustion followed by resentment. What doesn't help is telling caretaker to set boundaries or put themselves first. That usually just creates guilt. What actually helps is teaching the nervous system that connection doesn't disappear when you pause. So the practical shift, when you feel the urge to help, fix, or rescue, pause and ask, am I doing this because it's truly needed? Or because I feel anxious if I don't? Then wait 10-30 seconds before responding. That pause is not withdrawal. It's training your nervous system to learn, I don't have to manage everything to stay connected. That's how caretaker begins to loosen. The peacemaker learned, safety comes from reducing tension. As an adult, you avoid conflict, you soften your truth, you over-explain, you apologize to keep things calm. Telling a peacemaker to just speak up doesn't work. The fear underneath is real. What actually helps is learning that tension is uncomfortable, but not dangerous. Practical shift, start telling the truth without explaining it. One sentence, no justification. Examples, that doesn't work for me. Or, I need time to think about this. Or just plain and simple, I don't agree. And then stop talking. Let discomfort exist without rushing to fix it. Each time you survive that moment, your nervous system learns, I can stay connected without erasing myself. The overachiever learned, I earn safety through performance. As an adult, your worth feels tied to productivity. Rest creates anxiety, slowing down feels like losing value. Saying you are enough doesn't land emotionally here. What actually helps is separating identity from output. So the practical shift, choose one small thing each day where you do it slowly, imperfectly, or without optimizing. And notice the discomfort without correcting it. This teaches the nervous system nothing collapses when I'm not exceptional. That's how pressure begins the release. The invisible child learned I stay safe by needing very little. As an adult, you don't ask for help. You feel overlooked. You wait to be chosen. You are independent, but lonely. Being told to put yourself out there often feels overwhelming. What actually helps is a low-risk visibility. So the practical shift here is start naming your needs after situations, not in the moment. For example, next time I'd like more input. Or I realized I needed support there, or I actually want something different. This lets you be seen without flooding your system. You're teaching yourself visibility doesn't equal danger. The scapegoat learned I carry what others won't face. As an adult, you're often misunderstood, blamed, labeled too much, too difficult. You swing between self-doubt and defensiveness. Telling the scapegoat not to care what people think doesn't help. What actually helps is building self-trust before self-expression. Practical shift: before explaining yourself, ask, do I trust my perception enough to stop defending it? Then say less. You don't need to prove your reality for it to be real. That's how this role softens. So here's the part I want you to take with you. You don't outgrow these roles by fighting them. You outgrow them by feeling safer than when they were created. Change isn't about becoming someone new. It's about updating old survival strategies. This happens slowly, gently, through awareness and repetition, not pressure. If one role stood out more than the others, start there, not to fix it, to understand it. And that's how real change begins. You don't need to become a different person. You need to stop living from roles that once kept you safe, but no longer serve you. On this channel, we are not chasing transformation. We are rebuilding into happiness without carrying the old weight.